This is going to be a 6-bed all-en-suite HMO. We started this project last week, so we've done the rip out and we pretty much done all the first fix carpentry, and we're just starting the first fix electrics as well. Come inside, I'll give you a little quick tour of what we're going to be doing. Now you might be wondering, the last one we did was a 6-bed, and we're going to look at 2 other projects that we've got coming up which are also 6-bed. So why do we always do 6-bed HMOs? Well, in this area of Bournemouth and Poole that we invest in, there's no Article 4, which means that we can go up to 7 beds, up to 6 beds, without planning. So as long as we keep under 7, that means we can do everything under permitted development, and it means that we're not waiting for 6, 7, 8 months to go through a plan application. So a project like this would normally take 3, 4 months. So within the space of what could just be a plan application, having to pay finance costs and having the risk of it not going through, we're able to do 2 projects within that time. And even though, the property would be worth more money if we were to say do an extension, get that additional room, in our mind, we're still getting 40, 50, 60% returns. So why not do the project quicker with less risk and all under permitted development? So that's why they're mostly 6 beds, because it's the most that we can do so we can get the most value out of the property, but for the least risk essentially. This used to be the kitchen. This is now going to be a downstairs bedroom, and then what used to be the utility room out here will be the ensuite. This also then got direct access into the garden. And if we go through here, this used to be the lounge / dining room. This will now be a downstairs bedroom. What we've had to do is we've had to make a new hallway to access the new kitchen, and then we've got an ensuite in the corner just there. This room is about 10 square metres, and that room is about 9.5 square metres. So both of them are above the size, both the minimum size, so we don't need any communal space, even though we are going to have a lounge in here.
So we've just left Sturt Close, so that's a 6-bed all-en-suite HMO project. We've got another one that we should be starting first next week or later on this week. That will also be a 6-bed, but this job's come quite last minute, so we haven't got any plans or anything yet. So I'm just meeting with my architect, and then my brick is going to be down there as well, and we're going to go through some plans so we can get this job rolling and get it into progress within the next week or so.
So this property I'm outside now, the landlord of this property bought it about a month ago at auction. He was originally going to turn it into a family home, spend about 20, 30k on it, do it up and rent it out. And he got recommended to us through another landlord that we managed for to just see what our thoughts were. He didn't realise the potential this property had, so instead of it being maybe worth 50 grand more after doing a 30k refurb and renting out for £1,100 a month, what we're going to be able to do with this property is do it up as a 6-bed all-en-suite HMO, doing a little extension out the back and then doing a full refurbishment throughout. Obviously there's a larger initial capital outlay, but the monthly rent and the end values are going to be about 200 grand more than what it would have been as a family home, and the monthly rent is going to be, I think it's around 50 grand a year in total, so it's a massive difference. We're just meeting the architect here to go through some plans. Obviously this is a last minute job. Normally we'd do a lot more planning and a lot more work.
So we just finished the meet with the architect at Cheltenham Road. Now we're heading over to Herb Avenue. That's one that I've just bought with a JV partner. So this is one that I own myself. This again will be a 6-bed all-en-suite HMO. We were meant to have one job starting a few months ago, and then go on to the next one a month or so later, and then go on to this other one a month or so later again. But as things are sometimes be, they all come in at once. So we've gone from having a pipeline of different projects starting over a number of months to having 3 starting in 2 weeks, which is obviously a little bit tight on labour costs. Which is obviously tight on getting all the lads and getting all the trades in all at the same time, especially around Christmas. But we're gonna be able to do it. It just means I think we're running a little bit tighter than what they would have been.
So we're just outside Herbert Avenue. This is one that I've just bought myself with a business partner called Nick. Let's come inside and have a quick look. This one's going to be a 6-bed all-en-suite as well. We're going to have one bedroom here with an ensuite and another bedroom just here as well. So we're going to cut an opening in the wall there, and there'll be stud work in the middle. This is the old kitchen. This will all be coming out, and then we were using that old doorway as well. Obviously there's not going to be much communal space whatsoever, but I'll show you through outside. So what we're going to do to compensate for that. So I don't know if you could see from the last shot, but we're on a main road here, so there's really bad on-road parking. But there's a carport which comes underneath the house just here. So what we're going to do is we're going to make about 3 or 4 parking spaces within the garden, and then we're also going to utilise the existing outbuildings. So what we've got here is like a summer house. Obviously with a lot of people working from home these days, we're going to run out an Ethernet point and power and insulate this properly and put a few desks in there so tenants have like a work from home space. And then within this garage here, what we're going to do is we're going to split it into 2. So what we're going to have, half of it's going to be a gym, and the other half is going to be like a small cinema room that the tenants can use. So even though there's no real communal space apart from the hallways and the kitchen in the main house, in here there's going to be a gym facility and then a like cinema room / media room for them to use as well. So where that carport is below, the previous owner did an extension. As you can see, they didn't finish it off completely, but it gives us a really good shell to work with. So all the rooms upstairs are really good size. So this will be 1 bedroom, and we've got another bedroom through there. And then what we're able to do with this layout is we're able to use this room to make an ensuite in here. This room, there's actually like a hidden room with no access to that they didn't finish off. So through here, above the kitchen, I'll show you what I mean in a sec, but through here there's a room which has no floor at the minute and no window, no access to it. So we're going to cut a hole out here, or cut a door out here, and that'll be the ensuite for that room. And then what's the existing bathroom? If you want to go in here, stick your camera through that window and you'll see what I mean. Yeah, so this bathroom here, we're going to knock that through into this one. So then we've got the 2 ensuites for there, and then this front room, the ensuite will be in there. So this layout works absolutely perfect from all ensuite HMO. Normally, like if you look at Sturt, for example, the job that we went to this morning, we're having to put in lots of stud work, pretty much knocking loads of walls down to be able to make the ensuites fit. But this layout, even though the previous owner didn't plan it, works absolutely perfect for what we wanted to do. I'll tell you what, it is absolutely Baltic today. By trade, I'm a professional pen pusher, and being outside for a good 2-3 hours a day, these hands, the nose is dripping. It's not good. It's not good. I can need to be back in the office soon. But yeah, we're just heading down to where are we going? We're going to Wallasdown Road. That's actually a property that we refurbished maybe about 18 months ago. That was, you know, it was a light refurb. I think we put an additional bathroom in, put an additional bathroom in, and put 2 new bathrooms in, and then do a rewire and skim. So it wasn't like a full back to bricks refurb, but it was just like a spruce up on the property. We've got a tenant who moved out over the weekend, and then we've got another one moving in today. So it's going to quickly pick up the keys. Our cleaner's already been in, done the checkout report and everything, so it's just getting the keys ready to drop off to the office, because this one will be a company. We've got a contract with a care company, and we're just going to drop the keys off to their office so they can give it to their staff that are coming over from the Philippines. Open and empty.
Yeah, so it's just, there's no key in it and it's just left open.
Right, 115 Elwood. Okay, what I'll do, I'll give the landlord a call and see what's happened with that.
Yeah, if you could, that'd be great. I think my understanding is it's available from tomorrow, but viewings previously have been cancelled because the tenant wanted to be home.
Yeah.
But they're not answering the door, and it was supposed to all be checked, but That
All
would be
right,
a great
then. I
case
think
today.
this one's Jez, so I'll give Jez a call now.
All right, cheers, thanks.
All right, no worries,
Bye.
take care. Bye. Meant to be fixed the other week. Yeah. That's annoying. So when we refurbished this house, we gave it a little spruce up. I mean, this is like the sort of minimum standard we would want to do for our rooms. So it's got nice new flooring. I mean, we didn't even change things like the skirting, but it was decorated, and the doors are the old doors, but it just makes the room look a lot fresher and a lot cleaner and nicer. And then obviously you've got decent furniture as well, which is what is expected as a minimum of tenants these days. If you're really having anything less than this, obviously you could get away if the carpet's maybe 3-4 years old, but you know, you've got to have some sort of minimum standard when you're renting stuff out. Right, where the fuck are the keys? Obviously got the 2 rooms that for the keys today,
Yeah.
2 rooms that are moving in. Do you want me to drop those keys off to the office?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Wallace Down's definitely done.
Okay.
What's the one? Alma Road, the keys weren't left by the tenant, so the cleaner wasn't able to go in this morning, but they're going in first from tomorrow morning. Obviously it's fine for your staff to move today, but if you could just let them know that we'll have a clean there tomorrow if it's not up to their standards. I mean,
That's fine.
yeah, that's perfect. So there's like a massive like protest going on outside the university. Just driving by, yeah. Could you, I have to check that the invoice has been paid, because I checked yesterday. Obviously, there was a little bit extra that was missed for the current room, but I couldn't see if the rent and the deposit for these 2 rooms have been paid. I walked to the 33 Stamford and there's about 8 of them all sat down on the tea break. Yeah. They're asking me about like a 4-bed or a 5-bed house, and I said, yeah, we've got some. I said, look, the other thing is as well, like there's some houses that might be on the student market, and you know, obviously you're not going to be staying here forever, so you could take them, but it would be on like a 12-month or at least an 11-month let.
Yeah.
Which obviously, as long as they're happy to do that,
We should be trying to them. Yeah.
but it's just no. I think they're a little bit unsure about signing up for something for that longer term. Nice. Really nice. What a lovely condition for someone to leave the room in when they've moved out.
You've moved out?
Yeah. And that was a brand new bed as well. Quality. Fuck me. Got a nice bit of pubes on the radiator as well. Get a nice close-up for that. Huh?
About the smell.
What's wrong with that smell? What I was hoping to come to this room and say was, this is another property that we've done some light refurbishment work to. You know, nice new flooring, nice newly decorated walls. Hi mate, how you doing? Yeah, nice newly decorated walls, plastered ceiling. We didn't even put that in, but you know, new furniture, new bed. But yeah, there's none of that. That's unfortunate. So yeah, I mean, so what we do is that when someone leaves a room like this, obviously we can do all the referencing checks in the world, even like things like a good landlord reference, employment checks, ID checks, credit checks, all of that. You'd never know how someone's going to be and how someone's going to leave the room. So unfortunately, it's not every tenant that leaves a room like this, but it's not uncommon that we get things like broken furniture, you know, like stained floors, pubes down the radiator. So it's just a case of us getting the cleaners in, making a list of all the damages and getting the maintenance to go around to fix them all. But yeah, it's just annoying because we normally have a high turnover. So I mean, we're meant to have someone moving in tomorrow, so it's going to be a real challenge to get all the works done by tomorrow morning, ready for the next person to move in. Because obviously we can't have someone move in when it looks like this. There's fucking shit everywhere, man. It's part of the licensing with the HMOs. You've got to have all the contact details up, and people are to report things like maintenance through there, and if they've lost our contact details, they've always got them there. And there's nothing worse when someone like texts in maintenance or something like that, just because it's easy to miss, or if I'm not in the office, it means that no one else can deal with it. Whereas if it's scanned in through the forms or sent in by email, if I'm not there myself to deal with it, it can be sent to someone else in the office, or someone else can then deal with it from there. Hi Joe, could you please check with who's just moved out of Alma Road and see if he's planning on going back to clear his stuff up, because I've just been there to get the keys and do a checkout report, and he's left it in an absolute state. So could you see if he's planning on coming back, or if he has moved out now fully? We are getting close. It's on refuel, which means it's gone below 0. I only filled this thing up on Sunday as well. I never ever looked at like the MPG at a motor before I bought one before. But getting this thing about 20-25 miles to gallon. I do about 20 miles a year. Yeah, it has to get filled up quite a lot. We're just heading down to a quick coffee shop now. Just got a quick Zoom call with the Front Lane Brothers and Harvey Grove Properties, just a new business that we're looking to start. I would normally try and go to my office for any work or Zoom calls that I need to do. But at the minute, my office is based over in Christchurch, and a lot of the work that we're doing is over in like Bournemouth and Poolway, and the traffic at the minute is awful, so it'll be taking me about 40 minutes to get over there and then 40 minutes to get back, and it's just wasting time in my day. Fortunately, we do have a new office, and we get the keys tomorrow. You'll probably see that later on today, because we're going to go and measure it up for some new carpet that's going to be going down. But yeah, at the minute, I'm just having to utilise coffee shops, because otherwise I just won't have time in the day to get things done. So we're just outside our new office building. We've decided to go for a serviced office for a number of reasons. It just helps with not having to set up separate bill accounts. We've got parking and everything included. Haven't got to worry about like a 10-year lease term, which a lot of future rent saying office would have you do. But yeah, we're going to pick up the keys. We'll show you around. We are going to be doing a refurb, and we'll show you what it will look like afterwards as well. So this is our new office space in Bournemouth. We're moving from being over in Christchurch, and we've just picked up the keys today. We've wanted to move for a long time now, because originally it was a convenient place to have the office in Christchurch, but now where a lot of our work's over Poolway in Bournemouth and Winton, it's too long of a travel time. Sometimes it's taking 45 minutes to an hour to get from maybe our site to the office, and if we happen to go to the site in the morning, back to the office and back to the site again, we're losing a lot of time. So this office is just off the spur road, so we can access all of our sites easily, all of the houses for viewings, and essentially just saving us lots of time. And it'll be a good space for expanding as well. So we'll be able to fit about 3 desks in here, and then we can have a meeting room in here. So when we're working with investors, or we've got clients come to the office, we'll be able to go through on the TV, like numbers of deals, show past projects, all in a nice meeting room, as opposed to just being sat off a desk or trying to lean around and look at my computer. We'll do like a good before and after video of this office, as we are going to spruce it up a bit, as it is looking a little bit dated at the minute. But yeah, that video will come eventually. What's that?
What about the safe?
Oh yeah, I know that safe. Unfortunately, they can't remove the safe from the office because it's too big and don't fit through the doors, so that's got to stay. But we are going to try and move it which could be another fun video. I don't know how we're going to move because it is like solid. I think it's about that thick and steel. I think the whole building used to be a solicitor's office, so there's like these safes in every single room. I've held all my drugs in there.
So we're just heading back down to Herbert Avenue now. That's the one that I've just bought with my business partner Nick. We're just going to see what they've actually done. I've also got to see if the neighbours have signed the party wall agreement, because in this property we're going to be removing the chimney breast and then supporting the stacks for the steel on our side. So we just need the neighbours to agree with that via the party wall agreement. So fingers crossed. They've had it a few days now. She seemed quite confident in person when I chatted to her. So fingers crossed she will have that signed and we'll be able to crack on.
So it's about 6 o'clock now. I haven't been able to get to the office all day, but we're just heading back now. I've got a few bits and bobs to finish up on, so we're going to be doing some floor plans, going through a few emails, paying a few invoices, and then that should be us done for the day. So come on in.
So we are done for the day now, work-wise. It is just gone 8:45. Obviously, Ollie didn't want to hang around and film this bit. But yeah, I'm done work-wise today. Now just heading down to the gym and then going to bed and repeating the same tomorrow.